All right. Good morning, everybody. We are definitely having some camera problems this morning. So we're going to hop straight into Unreal. As usual, we do this every Sunday and Wednesday right now. My name is Kevin. I work at Riot Games. It is game dev time because it's Wednesday morning. This is stumbling through a lot of the stuff that I don't get to do and learn at work, even though I get to do and learn a lot of cool stuff at work. There's a whole lot of stuff I don't get a chance to play around with. So we basically stumble through that together here. This works like a Q&A AMA. If you guys have questions, throw them in. I didn't see anything from previous streams or in the chat today, so we're just gonna hop straight back into our AI. I'll try to catch you up on where we are overall. I've been making some progress on some of the others. Some of the other things. Let's get our music going first. That should be rolling. All right. I believe we at least have audio and video, even though for some reason we don't have a camera. Let me just double check if there is one last thing I can try. Nope, maybe the camera overheated, who knows. But we can still work in Unreal all right. Okay, so since the last time, let's take a look at where we are. Some things that we've added. So we were working on getting our characters so that they were smart enough to our enemies, so they were smart enough to pick up weapons or could pick up weapons and things like that. Now there's a couple of things that are happening with this dude, and some things that I've updated. And I've also gone back down to one enemy for ease. So it's kind of weird, right? This dude is melee even though he has picked up a gun. And as a result of that, or something that we need to look at to fix it, is why that's happening, obviously. The other thing that I want to take a look at is, you'll notice that when I kill this guy, the next dude who spawns, what he does is he doesn't come fight me right away. He goes to find weapons. Now, in this particular case, the weapon that he picked up was the grenade, and that time he would have come and fought me all right. The problem is, if he picks up the gun, he comes and fights me as if he's melee. So we need to fix that. And so what we're doing is we're making it so that as our enemies spawn, they now have a new task in our ability tree. And let me do a couple things here so that I can actually make sure I can still see the chat, just in case we have any questions. All right, so inside our ability tree, we've added this strategize task and a whole bunch of stuff for finding weapons and going and finding weapons. However, if we take a look at our rifle, I believe, is probably not set to a ranged weapon. It is not. So our rifle is a ranged ability, and we need to check this box. And that's the checkbox that we added, I believe it was last time, so that our enemies would know that they were ranged, and it would actually grant them the ability to shoot. So let's see what happens here. So he's gonna go find weapons. And now when he picks up the rifle, yes, there we go. So he picked up the rifle and now he's fighting range. Now there's a couple things I don't like about this fighting range. Why is he moving so close to me when he's fighting range? If I move away, oh, I got rid of all my weapons. Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to go last scene. Ah, okay, and then he stopped. All right, he's better. It's just that first time. I don't know where he's going right now. What's he doing back there? He's in fight ranged. And he's moving to, let's see here. He's doing all of this stuff. He's updating the last known from target task. What? Okay, hold on a second. He shouldn't be in here if he doesn't have line of sight. This says he has line of sight. So either our line of sight is being set and that's not right, or he's able to see us over this block. And then he's going to last scene. He is flashing to going to last scene. But our last scene... Oh, he's kind of stuck. Our last scene clears pad sight, theoretically, and we should not even be in here. Has friends, is healthy, is berserker, and is, if our strategy is attack. And then if not, we would kick out of here. But R has line of sight. This has to be true for us to come in here. So somewhere we're not clearing has line of sight, is my guess. There's our strategize, finding weapons. Has line of sight. Okay. Let's kick out of this. That's not what I thought we were gonna fix first, but let's see if we can track this down. And that's gonna be a hard case to try to line of sight to track down. Let's just see if we can find it in all of our blueprints. Enemy AI. That's ranged. Line of sight. Find references. Line of sight. Interesting. Our line of sight variable, is that the right name for it? In our blackboard, we have Boolean for had line of sight, but in our enemy AI, what we're doing in here is we're checking line of sight. This is interesting. How does this even work? What are we doing? Who's making this game? Okay, hold on a second. That's our last enemy location. That's our line of sight. Line of sight. We set the Boolean here to true if we successfully sensed the enemy. But and then we set the last known enemy location and a target actor. That's when we come through here. Okay, and then if we haven't set, or if we haven't sensed it, we get the line of sight value. We set that we had line of sight to true. Otherwise, we then set line of sight to false. And then this should set, okay, so then where do we set had line of sight to false? Not sure that this is the easiest logic for this. set had site task. Clear had site task. There we go. We do have a clear this. All right, so in our ability tree, we must have a, okay, so we set had site and we clear had site. Okay, and we clear had site if we lose the vision. So if we don't have line of sight and had site is set, we're gonna update our status to be go to last scene. We're gonna clear the had site. We're going to set our focus on last, and we're gonna run there and we're gonna move to that location. Okay, that seems reasonable. It seems reasonable. I'm gonna try to see if we can recreate that again. So he's gonna go find weapon and pop mems. Shoot him once. And then now he's gonna come over here. I'm gonna try to sneak away. Okay, so he is over there. Oh wait, he's in patrol now. Okay, so he's fighting ranged. He can't see me. He's trying to go to last scene. Seems to be working for the most part. Okay, he can't see me. Man. He went to last scene, he's on patrol. Alright, that seems to be working. We're gonna have to just keep an eye out for that and see if we get to that loop again. Alright, now what I do want to do is I do want to change it so that when he spawns, the weapon that he goes to is the closest one. That time he went to the closest one. This time, look at that, he's definitely going to the furthest weapon. So what I think is happening here is in our find weapons task, where is it? Nope, that's our environmental query. We'll get into that in a second. Okay. This is find weapons. We're looking for all of our environment equips. Then we're going through all of our equips, and with all of our equips, we're checking to see if it's a weapon. And if it's a weapon, we're setting our blackboard variable as our move to location. All right. What I want to do is I want to set it up so it goes to the closest weapon. So to do that, let's get our distance to the weapon, and that is going to be from ourselves. So we're gonna get our controlled pond, and we're gonna get the actor location. Yeah, that's in Cyrillic. Get actor location. Okay. Could be why my hotkeys weren't working. Okay, so we're gonna get the actor location, and then we're going to get the distance. Now, interestingly enough, whether it's distance or distance squared is we're just going to use distance for now. There is a reason to potentially use distance squared, as I understand it, which is that it's faster calculation, and also we're doing this in the task, but I think what we really want to use is an environment query. And we're going to do that next once we get all this working. So let's set this. We're going to set our distance to weapon. And then actually, no, we're not going to set this yet. We need our if statement. So let's go be, what we want to know is this less than our current distance to weapon? Hold on, we'll clean this up in a second. Okay, so let's see if our currently stored distance to weapon is less than the distance to the current weapon we're looking at. And if that's true, then we're going to set our blackboard value of the one that we're looking at. And we are also going to set our distance to weapon to be this current distance. And the idea is that each weapon we look at, we will eventually, if it's closer than the last one, that's the one we're going to set that we're going to. And then we'll update it for our test for the next one. Now, the one thing we need to do though is we need to make sure that this is going to work. And so if, when we come into this for each loop, what I want to do is we need to set this to something crazy as kind of a way of resetting the test. So let's set this to like 1,000,000. Okay, and what it should do is we should see this. We're gonna set our distance really high. We're gonna come in here for each weapon. We're gonna come through this loop. For each item, if it's a weapon, we're gonna check our current actor location and the distance to that weapon. If it's less than the currently stored one, which is 1,000,000 the first time through, then what we're going to do is we are going to set our current blackboard position for the move to location to be that new weapon, okay? And we're going to set our distance to weapon to be whatever it is. Let's say it's 500. Then every weapon we test after that is going to come back and check to see against that one we've already stored. So theoretically, if our brains are working right, we should see characters as they spawn enemies go to the closest weapon. Okay, so he went to that looked like it was the closest one. That's the closest one. Just do a couple more of these. Should definitely go to that gun. Yes, please. Also, what is everybody spawning over here for? Help me out. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, cool. He went to that one. That's looking pretty good. Now he should go to the gun in the corner. All right, great. So they're going to the closest weapon. That's good. Now, a couple things. There's a couple things. I'd like them to run to the loadout. This whole like walking to go get the weapon is it's kind of, there's no urgency to it. So let's set, I believe we need to set our running gate task in here, and they should run. Let's see here. So we're going to go find weapons. Let's spell this right, because this is driving me bananas. Okay, cool. And then we're going to set our running gate, and then we're going to find our weapons. We're going to set our running gate, and we're going to move to. Now, when we move to, that's our acceptable radius. I want to see if there's anything that changes the speed of us. Okay, cool. I don't think so. Let's save that just in case we crash, because we have crashed. And let's go back and test this. So they should run to the weapons now, I think. Yeah, they're running to the weapons. Great. That has a little more urgency to it. It's cool. We're going to figure out what we need to do about their spawning so that they have their feet under them when they spawn. Interesting, he's the first dude who picked up a grenade. They don't actually know how to use grenades yet, so that's why he's just comes here and he starts punching me. So we can smoke that dude, and then yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool. That's totally working. So now what we can do is here's the thing. What I want to test is if there is no weapon available, what are we going to do? So what we want to do is let's just set it up so that this environment, this environment blueprint, after we do the overlap and we do, we're going to set our overlay state to the default. That is if we clear, we're going to add the inventory item, the item here, and then that's if the cast failed. Wait a second, what? That's interesting. I don't think we should ever be here. Wait, that's player controller. Oh, yes, if it's player, okay, so this is the enemy. All right, and this, okay, cool. Interesting. So what we can do here is we can destroy our actor when it gets picked up. Destroy actor. And what should happen is each time he picks up a weapon, it should get destroyed. So he's gonna walk to the gun. Now he has a gun and it's no longer available for me to pick up. So let's kill that guy. He picks up a gun, no longer available. He picks the grenade, tries to fight me melee, gets wrecked. Now wait a minute, why is this guy coming towards me? Oh, probably because there were no weapons. Okay, this is a good one to test. So I don't think, right now he's in fight melee mode, but he just kicked to find weapons. Interesting. What happened was when he spawned, there were no weapons in the search radius. So he didn't actually go to get them. So what he did is he came and fought me first. So he's trying to find weapons, but there aren't any. He's switching to fight melee. So now that there are no weapons around, let's see if he behaves the way we expect him to. And okay, so go to last scene. And now he's switched to patrol. That's not quite the way we want this to work. Something's not quite right. Because I would have expected him, he sees me, he runs to where I was, he's supposed to run, oh. Right now he's in find weapons. It's very weird. Fight melee. Fight melee. For some reason he's kicking to patrol here. And he should go to where he last saw me. So there's definitely something that has happened in our logic that has messed that up. Okay. Here's our AI's task. This is our strategized task. We'll get into what that's going to be later. I'm not totally sold on what that idea is, but we'll see. All right, so when we come in here, he's coming into this line of sight thing because he needs a loadout. All right, if find weapons task fails, it should kick out of this, and this whole sequence would fail. And it wouldn't keep going, but this is a forced success. So suddenly running and we move to. If we do that, though, he's gonna keep trying to come back in here. So what we need to do is, in our find weapons, I think we need to set some kind of state that says there are no weapons available. In other words, we just recently checked. Oh, I know what we could do. We could put maybe we could put a cooldown on this. Let's see if there's a cooldown on this. Time limit, cooldown. Interesting. So, a decorated node that is base conditioned on whether or not a cooldown timer based on gameplay tag has expired. Okay, I don't think that's what we want. Add a decorator. Time limit. Interesting. A decorator that bases its condition on whether a cooldown timer based on a gameplay tag has been set. Hold on. What I was thinking was, I'm not sure this is quite what we want. That's tag cooldown and set tag cooldown. A decorator that sets a gameplay tag cooldown. Cooldown tag. Oh, interesting. Status. No. It's ability. Nope. It's an event. Cooldown. Skill. Let's see about this. Let's add cooldown. Find weapons. Find weapons. Okay. A decorator that sets a gameplay tag cooldown. Great. Alright, and then tag cooldown. What this does is the decorator that bases its condition on whether or not a cooldown timer based on a gameplay tag has expired. This might be interesting. So I think what might happen if we look in here and we look in our cooldowns or find weapons and we set this, what it may do is it may start with a cooldown. Here, let's set this to 10 seconds. Because I want it to be very clear. The only thing that's interesting here is... Alright, when this starts... 10 seconds. Oh wait, we gotta do this. Hold on, we need to change this. Let's get rid of all of these. But one, so we're not waiting forever. So he's going to go... He's on patrol. Because for 10 seconds, he can't look for weapons? Is that what's happening? 3 seconds, 2 seconds. You can see it counting down here. Boom. Alright, so now that cooldown is finished. He's on patrol. Wait, oh, he already picked it up. Okay. So now, he's got a gun. Let's kill him. Now when his new buddy spawns, what should happen is he went to find weapons, and this should be cooling down. Oh, it's cumulative. Alright. It's 10 plus 10. So now we're done with that. So now let's see, as this dude's patrolling, he basically should only go in to find there he goes. He finds weapons every 10 seconds. Or it's actually 20 seconds because of our cumulative add. Here, I want to take this and watch it as it's happening. Let's peel that off, put this over the top. Try to move this in place. Okay, right now he's on patrol. Here's our timer. 15 seconds. Eight seconds. We should, oh. Interesting. Even though this is unlocking 13, 10 seconds. Wait a second. Some reason that, okay, that's cooldown. Do we even need this one? Let's see if we even need this one. Let's play. You went to pick up a weapon. That's cool. This guy we're going to kill. Alright. so he is now on patrol. Cooldown time. How's this cooldown timer getting to 20 seconds? It is actually counting down this time though. So the only thing I don't understand is why this is a 20-second cooldown right now. But it is actually working from a cooldown standpoint. So if we mouse over this, let's see if it works without that checked. It's always about the one checkbox in Unreal. Alright, he's gonna go find his weapons. Got it. Kills him. And now we get his buddy to come in. There are no weapons to pick up. He's on patrol. Interesting. I don't see it counting down. And I don't think that's actually working. I think we actually need somewhere in here tag cooldown and for that cooldown, let's make it the find weapons one. Let's see if that gets our timer. All right, first dude spawns, goes and picks up the weapon. Oh man. He's too far away from the weapon. Doesn't even see it. Okay, that dude was definitely not in patrol. Alright. So he spawns. He's on patrol. If we look at the enemy thing, we have a 3-second unlock, 14-second unlock. How are we getting to 14 seconds, man? We get to 5, it pops to 14. This is only adding 5 to it. This is set to 10. This is super weird. Let's kill this. Let's kill this. All right. Try this one more time. Tag. Oh, wait a second. Not tag cooldown. Look, there's a cooldown here that I missed. Cooldown. What does this do? Cooldown. 5 seconds. Oh, maybe it's that one. Maybe we don't want to do a tag-based cooldown. Maybe we just do a regular one. Dude spawns. Goes on patrol. That is probably in cooldown. Okay. He's on patrol. He's not actually moving. Okay, there he goes. Find weapons. Okay, he's got a weapon. Let's kill him. Now. He's on patrol. He's fighting melee. He's on patrol. He should only look for new weapons every 5 seconds. Alright, so he just did find weapons. Let's see. Yep, it's cooldown. We could probably make that 10 seconds. Alright, that works. Just a simple cooldown is what we wanted. Alright. Alright, so now our weapons are disappearing. Now here's the other thing that I wanted to show. We only destroy this thing if the enemy walks over it. We don't destroy it if I walk over it. So it works for me, and when he picks it up, it disappears. That's because in our blueprint, if we go back, you remember where I put that destroy in this inventory equip? I only put the destroy in if the enemy picks it up. I mean, that's fine for now. It's more just me explaining that that's how that's working. I don't mind that. But it's just something to keep in mind. Whether or not equips, I think, you know, basically all equips, you probably want to destroy that. So we could just feed this in. That way if I pick it up or he picks it up, the weapon gets destroyed. So let's start the race. Okay, interestingly enough, he's in, oh, because, all right, he's in fight melee because he was, there we go. All right, cool. So he's not gonna just run to, interesting. I think probably what we wanna do is, I need to think about this for a second. I think we'll probably wanna be smarter about that later. In other words, we can set the find weapons cooldown. Actually, that's gonna be tough. I don't mind that. All right, it's all right. That's okay. So let's go back to our map and let's bring back a couple other weapons here. All right, and then let's change our spawn to be 10 people again. And what we want to see is we want to see them all go running for the weapons. But they're not. They're all coming to get me and they're not looking for the weapon. And I die. Now they all went find weapons. All of their timers went, okay, hold on. I think I see what's happening. If they see me, I can't, this mouse is killing me. Also, either they're accidentally on patrol and they're accidentally picking the weapon up, the ones that are ranged, oh, interesting. Their status is changing to fight ranged, but we're not updating their colors anymore, so it's kind of hard to keep track of it, because remember, we went down to a single pawn. I think when we start this, I don't think we want to set this cooldown. I think what we want to do is they're going to spawn in. Let me do this. Let me put a wait here. I'm gonna put a wait in here of 2 seconds. And then let's bring back, yeah, we'll bring back our cooldown. Okay, and we'll keep it at 5 seconds. And then what we'll do is when they spawn, they should wait for 2 seconds. They have no status. See those dudes who just went to patrol? I don't really understand that. They do all have guns though. Hold on, let's try that again. No stats, find weapons, find weapons, find weapons. And then they went to patrol. Fight melee. Alright, I think that's working. I think that's working. That wait at the beginning gives them a chance to get there. No, it doesn't. Most of them have their feet under them now. That one dude's still trying to find weapons. That's the one that is interesting. Oh, maybe because he couldn't get to the spot where the weapon was because one of the other guys was standing there. That could be it. That could easily be it. Okay. Now, let's see here. All right. We may actually have camera fixed. Let's see. We do. Yay. All right. I think maybe the camera overheated. Okay. Cool. So, let's see here. What we want to do now, we have all of our enemies running. They're going to pick up weapons. We have a wait. Okay, there was another thing that we need to take a look at that probably wasn't super apparent. And it's going to be, with all these enemies, it's kind of going to be hard to test. Okay, so let's do this. Let me show you the problem I'm having and what we need to troubleshoot next. Let's go back down to one enemy. And there's going to be 3 guns for us to pick up. He's gonna wait, he's gonna go find weapons, he's gonna grab a weapon, he's gonna start shooting me. You can see here I have a gun. I can actually shoot. Oh, interesting. Our fight range is delayed. There's a fight. I think what's happening is he's going through and he's hitting this wait. So this 2-second wait is slowing him down as far as being able to fight and kill me. So we'll have to fix that. We don't want that there. That's gonna take forever. So let's just take this out for right now. We want this dude to be shooting. Wait, why is he coming at me? Five seconds I'm waiting. He should go find his weapons. There we go. He went and found his weapons. So now he should be just shooting me. Once he gets to his place. Alright. Let this guy kill me real quick. And then what I want to show you is I can no longer pick up weapons. Even though I picked it up, I can't equip it or anything like that. And even if I clear my inventory. So what we want to fix is this. Now, I actually need to take a quick little break. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back, and we'll pick up with this. Okay. So what's happening is, after I respawn, I can no longer pick up weapons. My inventory is not working, and so we need to troubleshoot this. We need to figure out what's going on. So let's do this. Let's put in some breakpoints in our inventory, and we'll put this here. We'll walk over that. We hit the breakpoint. All right, so now we are a player controller. Clear inventory is not true. So we're gonna add the inventory item. Now when we add this inventory item count of 1, auto slot is true. This is in the controller base, so let's go look at the controller base. Alright, we'll put breakpoints on all of our slotted item stuff. Event, inventory item changed. Handle inventory item changed. I'm curious, this may actually be in code. Let's continue. Interesting. It says I have a weapon. But it won't let me get it. Can I buy weapons? Okay, I have nothing. Oh, this says I still have a gun. What is happening here? Okay. That says I equipped it. I can no longer get out of my store. Wow, what is happening here? Alright, we need to do a couple things here. One, we need to die faster. So let's bring in 4 enemies. And then in our inventory equipment BP, let's not destroy the actor for now. We'll leave that there though. And when we play, I can test this. So right now I have all of these dudes are fight melee. Okay, so right now in my inventory, supposedly I have a gun. It is not equipping it, at least it shows in the UI. And I can't get out of this UI. What is going on here? Okay. Okay, now I have no weapons. I picked up a weapon. That works fine. They have weapons. I die. I come back. He still thinks he's holding a gun, but he doesn't have one. I can't pick it up. And if I bring up the inventory UI, I can't get out of the inventory UI. Okay, looks like we got a lot of things to fix. Alright, so first off, maybe this error will help us out. Runtime error. Oh, I have an idea. Wait, what happened to our errors? Activate inventory. Player character. I wonder if... Find references. We set our player character to be on possess. Interesting. I wonder if we ever come back through possess. So that's one question. This is set to do once. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is that when we die, our player character is pawn 0. No, I'm saying before we die, when we spawn, our player character is pawn 0. Then we die, and our player character now goes to pawn 1. But none of this has been updated. So let's put a breakpoint on that. So here we come through our possess. Our possess pawn is the anim man character BP child 0. You can see it there at the end, child 0. Okay, so we're going to run through this. We're going to get killed. They're gonna go find weapons after they killed me. Okay, we're coming through here again. Now, our possessed pawn is anim man character BP child 1. Okay, so we're gonna do the camera manager. Now this do once. It never comes in there. Why does it only do that once? Why do we only want to do this once? How often are we going to possess a pawn? I want to try something here. So we possess, we roll through. Our UI gets built. They all come fight me melee, even though I really want them to be going to look for weapons. Thanks for nothing, guys. But then I die. Now I come in and possess. This is our second. Oh, look at that. That worked. Okay, hold on. Let's get killed again. This melee guy will kill me fast. Okay, we possess. Interesting though, this time well, that's the camera manager. The possessed pawn is incrementing, but the camera manager is not. Interesting. And I can shoot now. I still have my gun. If I clear my inventory, I can, oh, he killed me. Oh, I may have picked it up in time. Resume. Resume. Okay. Got my weapon. Inventory. Works again. Oh, alright. So my hunch is right. The only thing I'm semi wondering about though is why I was only doing the possession once. And was that like a unneeded... I mean, it was basically blocking me from... What was it blocking me from? It was blocking me from setting my player character. It was blocking me from creating the HUD and binding the event and all those things. This create HUD though. Does the HUD disappear when we die? On-screen control is valid. We show the HUD. Update the help. If it's not valid, then we create the widget. We're not creating it twice here, so that's alright. I was just thinking, well, maybe we're creating multiple HUDs. Okay. So that's good. All right. Another thing I wanted to show you that I fixed during our away time. If we go back to one enemy, I fixed it so that we can get rid of this possessed check. I fixed it so that when we ragdoll, our camera no longer goes through the floor. We no longer go to space. We can get up and stuff like that. Basically what was happening was the ragdoll physics were starting at the character root as opposed to the pelvis, I believe. And so that makes it so now that when we die... Does he shoot me when I'm on the ground? Because technically I'm still alive. I think. Yeah, he's still shooting me. He just can't hit me because I'm outside my capsule. Oh, I see. He's shooting. Okay, so he's shooting right at the middle of the capsule. That's interesting. I also start with all my weapons that I still had when I died. We're gonna have to figure that out. We may want to, when we die, we may want to clear the inventory. Something to consider. We'll figure that. That's more of a gameplay, game mode type thing. What I do want to do though is I want to figure out this logic thing where they spawn, they come and fight melee before getting up the weapons. And I think that is happening because what's happening is when they initially when they spawn, they're not on the ground yet. And so when they're looking for weapons, they're too far away, so that's not happening. So, and the problem that we had was the weight. Here's what we could do. We could put the weight right here. This is a total cheat. Let's put the weight in there. And the wait time of 3 seconds. So what's going to happen is they're going to spawn. He's going to set his attack strategy. Going to wait 3 seconds. Going to go find the weapons. And then he's going to fight. We're going to kill him. So this will prevent him from charging straight at me, right? He's coming in, he's looking for those weapons. So if we go back to our multiple enemy scenario now, how many enemies do we spawn? Wait. Enemy spawner. Let's go back up to 7 enemies. And then when they spawn, they should all be in fine weapons. They are. If there's weapons in range, they go get them. Okay, cool. So now let's go back to where we were getting rid of we were destroying the environment or the inventory drops. So if we pick them up, they get destroyed. Now what should happen is, since we have 4 weapons, 4 of our enemies should go pick up weapons. The other 3 is going to try, but they're not going to get them. And then they should all change to melee. Oh, look at that. Okay, so, this is cool. Look what happened. There's still 1 gun left. The reason there's 1 gun left is they went to pick up weapons. And what happened was a bunch of them went to pick up the same weapon. And as a result of that, when they got there and it wasn't there, so they all went to pick up that same weapon. And when that weapon disappeared, they're now in finding weapons mode, so they should switch to fight melee. Interesting. We probably want that to be a little smarter. We're gonna go a little bit longer today because I had to take a quick break so the dog didn't eat the house. they go to find the weapons. I think probably what we'll want to do is, if they're going to go, if they're on their, okay. Let me show you in this blueprint. All right, so what's happening is they're doing this move too. All right, the reason they're doing this move too is because they think that weapon still exists. Probably what we want though is, as they're doing the move too, we need some kind of check to see that the thing they're moving to still exists. Because if it's gone, then we don't want them to keep going there. So how do we do that? What we could do is we could add in the idea that when they go find weapons, what we do is, when back over here, when we finally finish the completed task, when we set this move to location, what we also set is we can also set the we can set a item to pick up actor. And then what we can do with that is, if that actor still exists, we keep going there, otherwise we could break out. So that's one way we could do that. So if we come to our blackboard and we look at what we have, is we have a target actor, we have the self actor. We could add an actor called, this could be target item, and it is an object. Okay. And then what we can do in our pickup, that's not our pickup. Here we go. When we do this, what we can also set is, after we set our distance to our item, move to location is a blackboard key. Oh, interesting. I didn't know we could do that. That's cool. Let's move. Let's say this is our target item, and this is going to be our blackboard key is target item. Copy paste so we don't mess this up. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to set the target item. Oh no, we're going to set the blackboard value as object, and our key is our target item, and the value is going to be this item. Which we can take our little branch from here and connect it in. Make it pretty. Okay, so that's gonna set our target item. And then what we wanna do is, in our blueprint, in our ability tree, we only want to move to this if the condition exists that it still exists. So we can do this a couple different ways. Let's see what we have. Time limit, no. Is at location, no. Does path exist? No. Conditional loop, no. Check gameplay tags on actor, no. Target is stationary, no. I think we may need to create our own here. Because what we want to do is, let's see if we put a blackboard here. On result change, on value change, no, that's not what we want. Keyboard is set, nope, that's not what we want. I don't think that's what we want. I think we need to create our own decorator, maybe. Let me see here. So if we're going to do that, let's come back to here. Abilities, not really abilities, shared. Let's go to BTC, nope, decorator. Here we go. Target is stationary, is healthy, is berserker, has friends. Let's take a look at has friends real quick. It just performs a condition check, it's doing a sphere overlap, and it's returning true or false. So let's just copy this guy. And we're gonna call this object item exists, actor exists. Make it more generic. And the actor that we're going to check on, ooh, it's empty. There's nothing here. Wait, let's see if that's true. Okay, that's not true. We're going to perform a check, but what we want is we need an actor to compare. This is going to be our actor to check. Actor to check. And this is an actor. Nope, not what we wanted. Actor, missed it. Object reference, and we want to expose that on spawn. Let's compile this, save that. And all we want to do is, rather than all this sphere overlap stuff, we don't want to do any of this. We basically want to see, very simple, let's just check is valid. So if this is valid, then we're going to return true. And if it's not, we're going to return false. Right? Very simple. And then let's add a decorator here. Add decorator. Actor exists. Okay. Now, here's the thing I don't know. This may not work, and here's why. Because it may, when it, why does this say has friends? What? Ah. Okay. Self, I think. We may be able to set that at runtime. Okay, compile and save. All right, so back to what I was saying. What happens is it comes in here, sees the actor exists, it does the move too, but there's nothing that stops it from continuing its move too. It's not like it's continually checking whether the actor exists. So we may need to do that as a parallel. So let's see. Of the 7 dudes, they're all going to run to find a weapon. Unless all of the weapons are out of range. That's kind of wild. All right, let's see if we can. That seems very unlikely. But okay. Oh, wait a second. I know what's happening. I know why. That's not unlikely. I messed up, but we can fix this. All right, so here's what happened. In our enemy AI, we didn't actually set the actor to check. And the actor to check, okay, this is not. Yeah, this isn't gonna work this way. Okay, so let's fix this. What we want to do is the actor to check is not the one that we're passing in here. We can delete that. what we want to check is we need to get the blackboard. And from the blackboard, we need to get the value as object. And in this case, the object is going to be, let's make our string literal, target item. Now, we may need to update our naming for this because it doesn't just take any generic actor. So let's rename this real quick. This is going to be add item to pick up exists, to be more specific. So let's compile and save that. And then now what should happen is they should come in. Nope. They are not. Target item. They're not doing the thing. Find weapons. Target item. So either this is not ever getting set, or it's not valid. It's clearly it's setting it. Okay, it's definitely setting it. Let's just check in here inside our decorator. Resume. Okay. Somehow this is set to none. Okay, let's try something else. Alright, let's see here. Maybe this is not working the way we want. From the blackboard. Blackboard. I can't believe this is the problem, but we'll still test it. What I'm thinking is, that shortcut to set the blackboard isn't working. But if that was the case, then I would expect a bunch of this stuff not to be working. Get the blackboard here. Get the blackboard here. And then over here, what we're going to do is with the blackboard, we're going to set value as object, and we're going to do this. We're going to make a string literal here, and this is going to be target item. That way we're doing it the exact same way. Okay, that is now working. All right, so that actually worked. Okay, so now we can actually test and see if this is doing what we expect. Okay, so they come in, they go to find weapons. Now what I want to see is when they go to the same weapon, did that work? I think that worked. All of those people that were here, here's what we need to do. Let's make this a little bit, we need to make this a little bit like they have to go further. And I'd like them to be more spread out. So let's update our map a little bit. That's the kill box. That's the floor. These are the walls. Let's really quickly make this a little bit bigger. I need them to go a further distance so that I can actually see. That the dudes stop halfway. What is this thing? Why do we have a post-processed volume in here? Anyways, let's take it and make it so it looks like they're off to the races. So they're all going to spawn in this thin line. And this will let me see if... Oh, actually they're gonna be too close together though. And the weapons might be too far away. Yeah, the weapons are too far away now. Okay, so let's do a couple things here. Let's go like this, and let's change our radius for finding weapons to be bigger. $2,000. Let's go. All right, they spawn in. They're running. I think that worked. Because there were dudes who hadn't even started moving yet, and all of a sudden their task changed to patrol instead. So let's just run that test again. Maybe not, because those 4 people went to the same place. Ah, there's an easy way to test this. Let's get rid of all of them but one. So the first person gets there, but they all keep going. So that's not working. All right, so this is what I thought it needed to be. This item pickup exist isn't working. So what we want to do is like we're doing over here. Where is it? We have a simple parallel in here somewhere. Fight. Wait, this is flight. Nope, that's not it. Is healthy. Here's a simple parallel. We're waiting and we're doing something while we wait. So let's do this. Let's try. These parallel things confusing living daylights on me. This is the last thing we're doing today. So let's do a parallel. Simple parallel. And what we're going to do in the parallel is we are going to move to. We're going to be doing this move to. And while we're doing that, let's look and see if I have another parallel. Wait, update last known target. Yeah, I don't want to wait in here. Let's just try this. Let's update our status. Our status AI task. And the text is going to be get the item. All right, and we're going to add the decorator. We're moving to, okay, the node is local. Finish with main task. So it's basically going to be doing this. Node's running in the background while main task is active. Yep. All right. So let's add in our decorator here. Item exists. Wait, item. Yeah, we need to rename that. It's not the actor exists. And we want to abort. Observer aborts. Interesting. Let's say self. Self. Now I can test this with just 2 people, but let's just see. Now, see, those guys still have get item set. And they shouldn't do that. So this is not properly aborting. How do we do this? Let's go down to 2 enemies. Go down to 2. So we can watch what's happening in the AI with the other one. Alright, now let's try this again. Now that we're set up, okay. So the debug object is here. So close. Item to pick up exists. We're gonna move to. Let's see here. There's no way that guy should be doing that. Oh, wait. Why isn't the aborts here? Hold on a second. Is it because this needs to be up here? This is wild. Okay, so observer aborts self. We may have to call it. We may have to figure this out next time. Those 2 guys were too close together. They did switch to patrol at the exact same time though. Let's see if there's... Actually that might be working. We may have gotten it. I don't understand why the blueprint doesn't show, but let's see if this far away dude. Yeah, that's totally working. What the heck, man? Hold on a minute. I don't understand why this is not showing the abort, but if that's the case, I almost wonder if we can just do this and disconnect this. Do we even need this whole parallel thing? Just to test it real quick. I know I said it was the last thing, but come on, man. Science. Okay, they got there at the same time. That was too hard to tell. I can't tell from that one. Are you kidding me? These 2 clowns. Okay, I guess we don't need the parallel. That totally works. The item's gone, so he just switched to melee. Okay, cool. We don't even need this parallel. We can just abort this because this is just going to abort this whole section. What will be interesting, what I think we could do next time, as we wrap this up, and since we have a camera now, we can wrap this up a little more properly. So what we can do next time is, I think we can just randomly spawn in items and see what happens with the enemies as the items are spawning in, if one dude goes to pick something up and it's gone and then another item appears, will that person take the time to go pick that thing up in the middle of a fight? In other words, have we broken our loop that actually checks and finds for weapons using this stuff? So as always, if you have questions or anything like that, throw those in the comments down below. We can take a look at answering those questions next time. And for anybody who's watching stuff, thanks for coming. And we'll be back Sunday night. We do this every Sunday and Wednesday, Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings. Have a great weekend, everybody.